lovely wild hearts. As we reach the end of the week, we have a full moon in Virgo. Now, I don't really know much about the sign Virgo because it doesn't feature in my chart at all. I've got no planetary aspects in my chart. But when I think of Virgo, I think of the perfectionist. And I am definitely someone who is recovering from perfectionism. I think this full moon is about taking care of ourselves. And so I'm going to do a reading on that. I've got a card spread here of questions I want to ask. And I invite you to journal along with me. So as we go through each question and we look at the cards together, perhaps you'd like to take to your journal and see what comes up for you. Before we begin, just want to introduce myself to those of you that are new here. My name is Lisa. I'm an HSP and I'm an intuitive coach and writer. And I teach highly sensitives to journal with tarot cards to unlock their intuitive and creative gifts and discover their true voice, really, their authentic voice. So links of my courses and cards and the way that you can work with me are in the description box below. Let's just, I pulled up something on my iPad here to give us some background to the full moon in Virgo. Because, excuse me, as I say, it's not a sign that's familiar to me. Virgo is an earth sign, so it's very practical. So it says, our invitation on the full moon is noticing where we've been expecting too much of ourselves. When have you expected yourself to be perfect and know everything? There you go. There's that perfectionism. Where have you forgotten to trust life? Where have you placed too much power in your own hands and then blamed yourself when things didn't go your way? The full moon in Virgo is a time to release. So yeah, full moon is always about energies building and releasing so that we can start a new cycle. Release control and recognise your limitations. You cannot control everything that happens and you wouldn't want to. When you surrender control, so it's about letting go, you leave room for the unimaginable instead of micromanaging your life. Let the universe take over in some areas. Breathe and just let things happen. Oh, that's such good advice, isn't it? Especially when you're going through change and you don't know what's happening and you have this overwhelming urge to kind of get in there and do something about it. Actually, sometimes there isn't things to be done. There's just allowing and letting go. The full moon in Virgo is the perfect time to see yourself in a new light, one that recognises your innate talents and knows that you are enough. Yes, and I think that constant doing comes from feeling like you're not enough. I must do more, I must try harder. It's also a time to receive praise for your work and know you deserve it. Also recognition and positive feedback. You do not need to compare your life to anyone else's. Your life is unfolding perfectly for you. Yeah. And we don't always we have expectations and we think we know what we want life to be like, and then life shows us that actually there's something better for us, different. Even if you don't know everything, you know just enough to help you evolve. You don't have to be perfect to be part of the universe. You're part of the rhythm of life, and you were born with a unique set of talents for a reason. You're part of a bigger picture that you may never see. You can only trust that it exists and contribute your small part to making it beautiful. Yeah, just water your own garden, basically. Stay in your own lane. You are magic, and the world is waiting for your magic, even if it is presented imperfectly. Harness the energy of the full moon in Virgo to forgive yourself, trust your path, and know that you are always co-creating your reality with the universe. You call some of the shots, but you do not call all of them. Every mistake is a lesson, and every hardship is an opportunity to evolve your energy. Release the need to be perfect, along with the need to know all of the answers. Heal the part of you that worries excessively about the future because you feel that you can control the outcome. Instead, find a balance between taking action when needed and trusting the flow of life. That's lovely. I took that from the yoga journal. I found that online and I thought that was a nice introduction to working with these energies. So today I'm using the spellcasting deck because obviously there's a full moon on the front of the box, and I haven't used this deck for a while, so I thought it was time to give it an airing. And let's pull up this card spread on my on my iPad. So I've picked a card spread. So for those of you that don't know what a card spread is, basically you have a map of cards that you pull. So we've got four cards here, and each card will represent or answer a different question. And these make great journal prompts. And I always think it's great. So when there's a full moon now, you can look back in 6 months' time at what you journaled around this full moon and see how your life has shifted and changed. It's good to keep track of good way to keep track of your progress, really, because I think when we're deep in our healing, we sometimes forget how far we've come, and we don't give ourselves enough credit for that. So the first question is how to let go of expectations and obligations. So let's see what card we've got for that. I've already pre-pulled these off screen. So we've got the card of commitment. You see we've got two birds there. One is a dove. We've got light and dark. So maybe you're feeling pulled in two different directions, and that's disrupting your peace. How to let go of expectations and obligations. Now I've got another card to go with that. This is from Chris Carr's Crazy Sexy Love Notes. This is a really lovely self-care deck. It's asking you to pause. Look at all the butterflies. Butterflies symbolise change. And she's just taking a moment. This is what I tell my clients to do. To put your hand on your heart, close your eyes, take a deep breath in and be here and now. Let's read what it says on the back. If you're feeling unsure about a decision, there's probably a good reason. Take your time and think it through. There's no need to rush. Allow your heart's wisdom to guide you. If you feel pressure to act immediately, it's probably a sign that this isn't the right opportunity. Don't worry, because more opportunities will come along and the right ones will fit like a gorgeous glove. Yes, when we're triggered, when we're not in the present moment and we're triggered and a past version of us comes in, everything speeds up, everything becomes urgent, becomes a life or death situation. Must do it now, must do it now. And this is saying that if that's happening, it's not the right opportunity for you. If you have to chase something or someone, also when you chase energy, you push it away. So going back to the butterfly, if you want the butterfly to come and be with you, if you want this change to happen, you would hold out your hand, wouldn't you? You'd hold out your hand so the butterfly could come and rest on your hand like that. If you're trying to grab it and chase it, that creates a very different energy that's actually probably going to push the butterfly away. So if you're journaling along on point number 1, how to let go of expectations and obligations, I would say look at any commitments that you've made that aren't aligned with your values, with what's important to you. Where are you saying yes, where you mean no? Where are you doing stuff out of fear, obligation or guilt? And just take a little moment, maybe now, to close your eyes and put your hand on your heart and run through some of your big commitments and notice how you feel about them. I always think when you feel resentful about doing something and you're doing it from a place of giving or wanting to, that you shouldn't be doing it. Because that also creates bad juju with the other person, doesn't it, I think? So that's the first one. Notice that full moon there in the background. I don't know if you notice anything else on those cards. Notice if you're drawn to the images, the colours, the words. I feel like this card is asking you to slow down and take stock of your life. If you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've got. So you may be on autopilot, just stuck in doing, just making it through the day or making it through the week. But maybe it's time to sit down and say, why am I doing this? Am I doing this because I've always done it? Is there a different way I can do it? Why am I doing this? What do I hope to get out of it? It's going to take some self-awareness, which is why journaling is so brilliant for that, because it's bringing all of that which is inside of you out onto the page. And when you see it on the page, I feel like it sort of hits differently, it lands differently. So that's the first one. Let's just pop. Actually, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull. I've got my tarot here off screen. You can't see, but you'll hear me shuffling because we love a good old big girl shuffle. Let's do a big girl shuffle. Let's just pull some clarifiers. So the way I like to read is I like to pull an oracle card to sort of pick up the main energy, and then I like to pull tarot to sort of get down into the nitty gritty. Because the more you get into the message, the more you can see how it's a good fit for you. And I don't use tarot to predict the future. I use tarot as a mirror to reflect back to me what it is I'm not seeing. I'm also noticing the contrast there, not just the contrast between the black and white birds on the commitment card, but the contrast between that very dull grey black and white energy versus that beautiful yellow, those rich colours, those pinks, those yellows, that lovely sunshine. You are in alignment with yourself. You are in your energy when you feel like the sun's shining down on you. Look at that lovely energy. When you're running ragged and you feel committed to things that you don't really want to do, that dulls your sparkle, doesn't it? How many of you have watched my training videos on here called How to Get Your Sparkle Back? I think they're on the home page when you first come in to subscribe. But do a little search and check that out. It's a 4-part training on for highly sensitives, because our sparkle is impacted by the energy around us. So what else do we need to know about our obligations? How can we let go of expectations? So that's making me think about other people's expectations of you and obligations. Oh, that one's fallen on the floor. Hold the line, caller. I'll just get that one for us. Oh, stretch. Oh, look. 8 of Cups. If your life feels stale, explore some new scenery. You need to leave something or walk away from something. But you don't know where you're going, but it's time to leave. That could be a job, a relationship, a situationship, a home, a commitment that you've gotten into that actually you didn't really want to do. Just put your big girl pants on and say, sorry, when I took that on, I thought I could deal with it, but I've actually got too much on and I'm not going to be able to do that anymore. Let's just see if we can find out more about what we're leaving. If that is I mean, you'll probably know as you're listening to this, you'll be like, oh, I know what that is. I've been trying to get that off my to-do list for ages. Look at your to-do list and just know that you don't have to do everything on it. What if you could say, I don't have to do all these things? Give yourself permission to let some of those things drop. Remember that Virgo energy is saying you don't have to do it perfectly. Maybe you're trying to do life perfectly and you're over-functioning and doing too much, and actually perhaps you could delegate that to other people. That's what that card's making me think of, walking away. Let people let go and stop doing things for people that they can do for themselves. Walk away and give them the opportunity to level up and do it for themselves. You don't have to do it all for them. Oh, this situation, whatever it is, this card keeps coming up this week. It's okay to cry. Maybe you're putting it off because it's you know it's going to make you sad, or it's going to make the other person sad because it's not what they want. But these feel like big tears. The 3 of Swords is a trauma card. It's trauma, heartbreak, grief. And you can see she's got those 3 swords plunged into the heart on her book. She's so upset. So maybe you're putting it off or maybe you're worried that you're going to upset the other person, or perhaps there's feelings that you don't want to have to deal with that you're avoiding. So only you know that, lovely Wildheart. And then there's just one more card here that I want to talk about here. Look at her. Why aren't you resting? 4 of Swords. Yeah, you're overcommitted, over-functioning, overworking. Take a bit of time out for you. I love that she's got a hot water bottle over her tummy. That looks like me. I love a hot water bottle and a blanket to wrap yourself in. Swaddle yourself. Put yourself in your cocoon, as Miranda Hart would say. Do any of you watch Miranda Hart? Let me know in the comments below if you're a Miranda Hart fan. I bloody love Miranda. She is my go-to person when I'm feeling stressed and upset. I can watch those episodes on repeat and she always makes me laugh. But I think the energy that's required here is one of peace and purity. Like, look how fresh the air is out there. It looks quiet in those mountains, doesn't it? Swords is mental energy. So you've got these 4 swords here and they're hung up on the wall, and that's making me think that maybe you need a rest from all the noise in your head. Park it like she's done. Hang it up on the wall, shut your eyes, curl up with your doggy in your hot water bottle, make yourself a cup of tea, just chill out. Chill out. Oh, I like that. So let me know if this reading is resonating with you. I love to hear. Maybe you'd like to drop a butterfly or a sun emoji in the comments below. I pull cards to pick up on the collective energy. So I feel like I'm channeling the messages that people need to hear. And you show me that I'm saying things that resonate with you by liking and commenting to the video, and subscribe if you want to stay in touch with the channel, because I often come on here and chat with my cards. Right, let's move on to the second one. So if you're journaling along, your second journal prompt is what to remove from the to-do list. I love this spread. This is a spread by Vix Maxwell, who is the New Age hipster. Check her out. She has got some beautiful oracle cards, of which I don't have any yet, but they are on my wish list. Okay, so we've got 2 cards here. What to remove from the to-do list. So I'm looking at that card, compassion, and I'm noticing that he's got the world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. Do you remember singing that song at school as a kid? You are not responsible, is what I'm getting from this, for everything. You can't do everything. You're not responsible for everything. That comes from our inner child when we're responsible. That comes from what we call the parentified child, where as a child we had to be responsible for a parent who was childlike or inebriated or had mental health issues or couldn't function as an adult. So we had to step in and be the responsible one. Oh, I've just noticed I haven't lit the candle. Oh, it's time to light the candle. See if it will light. Oh, there we go, look. Bit of healing light. Oh, I need to put some hand cream on my hands. I washed my hands a lot yesterday. It's funny that I'm drawn to my hands, and I'm drawn to him holding the world in his hands. Let it go, drop it. Like that lady that was curled up with her cat. What are you scared of if you let go of some of these responsibilities? What is your fear? Do you feel afraid? Do you feel guilty? Are you afraid of what the other person might say? Excuse me. Oh, it's a little bit of black pepper from my breakfast this morning that's just getting itself lodged in the back of my throat. Hold the line, caller. Let's have a little slurp of tea. Oh, I had lovely breakfast this morning. I had smoked salmon with eggs and avocado and mushrooms. And it was very nice. Yeah, I think the compassion that you need to have is for yourself. So what to remove from the to-do list? I think there's stuff that you do need to take off the to-do list. Let's pull some tarot and see if we can work out what that is. I mean, you probably know what it is. What to remove from the to-do list? I mean, if you don't have compassion for yourself, it's possible that you've got a brutal inner critic and you're really beating yourself up. Oh, dropping all the cards on the floor today. Oh, excuse me. Wow. Yeah. It's something to do with family. 10 of Pentacles. You're feeling responsible for something in the family that you're not responsible for. Maybe you have an expectation. If we go back to that first one about having expectations and obligations, perhaps you had an expectation that your family or your life would be a certain way and it hasn't turned out the way you want it to. It's not perfect, is it? That's the thing, but it's perfect for you. This is making me think about me, as in I was 50 last week and I haven't had children in this lifetime, although I've been very blessed to work with and take care of many children in my life. But now I do spend quite a lot of my time looking after animals. So, you know, like sometimes our family or our soul family or the community or the people that we're close to that we build around ourselves isn't what we thought it would be, or it looks very different to how it was when we were growing up. So that's the energy of family. This is interesting. 5 of Swords, you can't be right all of the time. I get a real sense of like micromanaging and controlling with this. Your to-do list is full of things where you're micromanaging and controlling every minute or every hour of the day, and you need to let go. You need to let go. You can't control everything. You can't control the whole world. Now, wanting to be in control does come from fear. It comes from a trauma response. It's the fight response control, or the flight response, which is constantly doing and micromanaging all the time. And it's because when we were kids, things were out of control, and we convinced ourselves that we found ways to adapt and cope and control the uncontrollable, but we weren't controlling anything. But we had to make it about us because we couldn't see our parents as failing us. Let me just read this. Fears aren't facts. Often they're just scary thoughts or feelings. Instead of judging your fears, invite them to tea, offer them a cookie and have a chat. Listen to what they have to say. When we're courageous enough to be with what scares us, we receive powerful wisdom. Yeah, letting go of everything not being perfect, not having to do all the things, it not looking like you thought it was going to look, and stop micromanaging everybody and everything. I think that's as much for me as it is for you guys. I think I've got better at that over time. I'm just trying to think what's helped me get better at that, if I could share any pearls of wisdom with you that might help. I think I've just worked out what is mine, what I am responsible for. So not the whole world, not the whole family, not for everyone's feelings. I've worked out what is mine and what is not mine, what I am responsible for. And I've just made it my priority to take care of those responsibilities, I think. Okay. Ooh. It's not the camera there. Right. That's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, and sorry, just going back to that card again, notice that the T has got the compassion in it. So the compassion is for you. Have some compassion for younger you that felt like they had to be in charge of everything. Maybe you were left in charge of siblings. Perhaps you had to be in charge of the finances. Perhaps you had to be the counsellor and listen to all your parents' fears. You had to be the grown-up, but have some compassion for that inner child. There's healing there for you. If that one resonates with you, drop me a cup of tea emoji or a little heart, or maybe even the world. If you feel like you've got the weight of the world on your shoulders, that is not a nice feeling, is it? Is there a way that you can delegate stuff? I find that people that micromanage and that are controlling and want everything to be perfect are not good at delegating. But people aren't going to do it the way you do it. And, maybe that's what that you don't have to be right all the time card was about. People aren't going to do it the way you do it, but that doesn't mean it's wrong. It's just different. Everyone's got their own approach to doing stuff, haven't they? Right, the third one. New routines and habits that can bring more joy. Yes, bring in the joy. Oh, it's around the home. That's interesting, isn't it? So there's habits and routines around your home life. So maybe that's your daily routine. And then this other card is trust your intuition. So recently with my business, I've started to not write really long to-do lists and not set myself arduous goals. I've just woken up in the morning and thought, what do I feel like doing today? Oh, I'm going to do a tarot read. Because I do this every morning. I journal with the cards. It's part of my self-care practice. And it's kind of fast becoming a thing because I think, well, I might as well share them with you while I'm here doing it. It's a nice thing to do. It grounds your energy. It gets you in touch with your inner world and your intuition, what feels right for you. Your intuition is like your inner sat-nav, your guiding light. I think also this is about coming home to yourself, because if you're not connected to your intuition, you're not connected to it's the voice of your soul, really. It's what you came here to do. So maybe this home card is about coming home to yourself. Let's pull some cards and see if we can get some more detail on this. What new routines and habits can bring more joy? I definitely feel that since I've been journaling with the cards, I've been doing it for a number of years now, that I'm much more comfortable in my own skin. My inner critic and my worries and anxiety aren't so loud and noisy and fast. For those of you that have already done my 30-day journaling challenge, I think a lot of you can see how powerful that technique is. But again, you've got to create habits and routines around it. If you do it for 30 days, you'll notice a big change. Right, so what new routines and habits can bring more joy? Oh, they've gone all quiet, the cards. Let's do a big girl shuffle, as Gemstone Tarot would say. I love Gemstone Tarot. She's very funny. Her card readings are brilliant. Oh, there we go. This is like they fall out and then they fall on the floor, so they really want me to notice them. Oh, yes, look. So we've got the scales of justice there. Number 11 is justice, which is about balance. Oh, look, that's me writing my book with Mo at my feet. Stick to your truth and everything will turn out just fine. Yes, if you follow your intuition, you can't go wrong. So there's loads of stuff on your to-do list that you don't need to be doing or worrying about. If you follow your intuition. I made a video yesterday, I think it's up there now, on is your intuition blocked? So you might want to have a look at that and see if that resonates with you. Let's just turn this over and read this card. It's time to stop seeking advice from others and go inside instead. You know what's best for your body, mind and spirit. Sit in meditation, walk in the woods. Oh look, there's the house in the woods. Ask yourself what you need and listen. Tune into your inner guidance. When you get a gut reaction, honour it. You have the answers and it's safe to trust yourself. Everything you need is already inside of you. Yes, and what that's asking is that pause card that we had before. You need to go inside and listen to what's right for you. And if you're following your intuition, you can't go wrong. The voice of your intuition is very different to the voice of your fear. You see, in my journaling course, I teach people how to release the fear, and then they can get to the intuition or the higher self and the voice that sits underneath that. Let's just see if we can get any more clarity around new routines and habits that can bring more joy. Can you be more specific, Spirit, for people watching? Thank you. Oh, right. What's going to bring you more joy is changing the way that you see yourself. 6 of Wands. You're kind of a big deal, so start acting like it. Wands are about passion. So it's about igniting your passion. Do what lights you up. Yeah, do what brings you more joy. Do you walk around like you've got something to bring to this world, or do you walk around apologetically, like me, bumping into doors and saying sorry? I've stopped doing that now, but I did catch myself doing that a lot. Yeah, this is about the way that you see yourself. And look at them, they see her as fabulous, so she's not quite sure, is she? She isn't quite sure. How do you see yourself? Do you see yourself as a big deal? Yeah, I like that. Okay, so that's the fourth one. So third one. So now let's move on to the fourth one. The last prompt is details to focus on so the rest takes care of itself. Ooh, that's interesting, isn't it? Oh, I'm just drawn to this card on the bottom of the deck. I'm going to bring it in. It's the Five of Pentacles. Nothing is ever as hopeless as it seems. Maybe you don't realise you're a big deal because lots of things have happened to you where you feel like an outsider, or you don't belong, or you feel like you're out in the cold, or you've had some hard times. You've come across some hard times. But what's happening to you is not a reflection of who you are, how loved you are, what your worth is as a person. But I just see someone here that feels lonely, out in the cold. Yeah, is looking for her tribe, but it's over here. It's here in the church, but she's not looking at the church. She's too in the thick of it to see that there's help here, that she can go and get help. And maybe some of us find it hard to ask for help, which also comes from childhood. You know, when you're a kid who doesn't get their needs met, you stop asking in the end. But as an adult, things are different now, and there's more people to ask, and you can ask people that you can find a person that will fulfill your needs, or you can meet them for yourself. Okay. Let's do number 4. Details to focus on so the rest takes care of itself. Reconciliation. Ooh. This is saying to me not necessarily getting back in touch with people that you're not talking to anymore. If you watched my video this week on family estrangement for highly sensitive people, don't worry, that's not what I'm saying. Yeah, elevate your energy, keep your energy high, and unplug that damn phone. Details to focus on so the rest take care of itself. Yeah, you got to be in the moment, I think. It's our phones disconnect us from ourselves. They disconnect you from you. They take your attention away from you, and that impacts your energy really negatively, doesn't it? So it's like when you're on the phone, say that's 2 parts of you, it fragments you. People just don't have great attention spans these days. If you notice that content online is getting shorter and shorter, create a video that's 20 seconds long. No, I like to do long form videos because I like to sit and have a cup of tea and chat with the people that I want to connect to. So yeah, what are you like with your phone? What are you like? What are you like with your phone? Are you attached to it all the time? Do you feel like a slave to it? So when we go back to that, where's that card? Commitments. Are you overly committed to your phone? You know, do you feel like you can't leave home without it? See if we can get some more guidance. Details to focus on so the rest take care of itself. Yeah, I just think if you're off your phone, then you're going to be more present. You're going to be more in alignment with your own energy, and that's going to keep your vibration high. If you're on your phone all the time, especially as a highly sensitive person, we are like sponges. We tend to absorb all the negative energy. So I have to be really discerning about what I watch online. You know, some images you don't want burned into your retinas, do you? And to be carrying them around with you all day, because they impact the way that you feel about the world and about yourself. Oh, that one's gone on the floor as well. God damn it, they're all falling on the floor. Hold the line caller. Oh, there's 2 there. Oh, I can't get that one. Hang on, let me just get that one. I'm going to sound like an old lady bending down. You know, like when old people bend down and they go, oh, hang on a minute. Oh, there you go. Old lady groaning. Right, what we got here? Yeah, you're missing out on opportunities in life because you're constantly on the blooming phone. That's for me. I'm saying that for myself. You know, there's opportunities, there's abundance. Abundance can be time, money, love, joy, excitement. There's all this good stuff that wants to come in, but you can't see it. You can't see it. It ain't on the phone. You know, life is not going to happen for you if you stay stuck to your phone all the time, is it? What's this one? This is the one that fell on the floor. Queen of Wands. Replace your self-doubt with self-confidence. Yes, so believe in yourself. So stop looking at your phone and turn your attention back towards yourself. Maybe back towards your inner world. Your inner world is where your point of power is. Your inner world is noticing how you feel, noticing what you need, noticing what feels right for you. Then next time you won't be taking on commitments that you don't really want to do, because you'll be aware of how it feels in your body. Learn how to feel what a no feels like in your body, and learn how to feel what a yes feels like in your body. I've learned that recently. And a no feels very uncomfortable, actually. And, you know, even after you say no, you might feel like crawling out of your skin. But in that moment, you haven't betrayed yourself. You haven't abandoned yourself. You've stayed with yourself and been true to yourself. I think this unplug could also be about other distractions as well. Maybe you're distracted with a relationship that hasn't got positive energy, like a relationship that takes up too much of your time, where your attention is always on the other person, is not a healthy relationship. It's not a balanced. It's back to that balance again. Where's that Justice card that we had? I don't know where it's gone now. It's about balance. Well, that was a good reading. Tell me what your takeaways are from today's reading, and if the reading resonated with you, please give it a like and drop me an emoji in the comments below. Are you going to take away any actions from today's reading? Is there something that's like jumping off the screen at you and saying you must do this or you must stop doing that? Maybe it doesn't must you, because if we must or should, then we're kind of shaming ourselves. I'm going to do an old granny bend down and pick it up off the floor again. Oh, yeah. Maybe it's just giving yourself permission to do it. Yes, and then let's finish on this card, because this is beautiful. The world. The world is the end of a cycle, is completion. Yeah, you did it. Now do something to celebrate a job well done. So instead of looking at all the things on the to-do list that you haven't done and trying to do it perfectly, why don't you look at all the things that you have done and congratulate yourself and celebrate those? Look at how far you come. I think I was saying that at the beginning. She looks very carefree, doesn't she? She looks very... And look, there's the butterflies again. She's just allowing them all to... They're all gathering towards her because her energy is magnetic. Look, she's giving out all this love. Her energy is magnetic. She's not trying to control the butterflies. Also, the butterfly is your intuition, isn't it? She's not trying to control the butterflies. She's just allowing them to be. She's staying centered and grounded in her heart space. Yeah, what a lovely reading. So, happy full moon blessings for the full moon in Virgo. And if you'd like a reading with me, I shall put a link in the description box below. I do one-to-one readings, and I have got a journaling with tarot cards course that you might be interested in. I'm currently offering that on pay what you want pricing. So pay what you want pricing, there are 3 pricing options. People who can afford the higher pricing option, I would invite you to pay that, which means that people that can't afford that can then pick the lower price point. We're going to give that a go and see how it works. That requires me to relinquish some control and trust that the universe will help that work out for all the right people. My journal course is called You Got the Love, and it's 30 days of journaling with the tarot cards to create, to cultivate a healthy journal practice to connect you back to your inner world and your true self. And it also has 4 amazing self-care workshops. And it does deep dive into that inner and outer critic, the voices of your inner and outer critic, and how you don't have to show up as perfect, and help you release those old coping strategies from childhood that don't serve you anymore. Okay, everyone, take care. See you soon. Bye for now. Gonna go and put some hand cream on my crusty old trotters. Bye for now.